Hello and welcome to another episode of the Right Wing Report. My name is JP and today we're going to be talking about the Hearing Protection Act and what it means. So without further ado, this is the Right Wing Report. Alright, so let's get started. So before we talk about this piece of legislation, we really need to understand what a suppressor is first. So to clear out any kind of preconceived notions, a suppressor is not a silencer. There's no such thing as a silencer, really. You can't completely silence a shot because there are still gas coming out of the gun when it's fired. But really what a suppressor does is it just gives a bigger area, so you have something about this long, it gives channels for the gas to go into instead of going straight out the gun. And that's basically what a suppressor does. I found a really good GIF on Popular Mechanics that really shows how to do it, and I'll probably put a link. And it's really just a way to protect your hearing. And the military's been using them, and law enforcement's been using them for a while, but it's actually very hard to get a suppressor as a civilian. So right now you have to fill out a form, you have to pay a $200 tax stamp, but the main thing that this bill is trying to get rid of is the fact that you have to wait so long for it. So, law-abiding citizens can get them. It's possible, but it's pretty hard. Alright, so I think there's three things that we need to cover here in order to fully understand this legislation. The first is why it's a bill in the first place. The second is the backlash that they've been having. And third is the effect that President-elect Donald Trump may have on this legislation once he comes into office. Alright, so what this law would do if passed, the Hearing Protection Act, would make it so that you didn't have to pay the $200 tax stamp for a suppressor, and you don't have to wait as long. You still have to undergo a background check as for safety reasons, but you're not going to have to wait as long. And the reason that the lawmakers pushing this law, especially, and then the NRA that's backing them, they say that this is technology that's been readily available and it can help gun owners not lose their hearing from shooting guns for years, and it can also have a positive impact on communities where maybe guns are fired and then you don't have to hear the noise. If you're not the kind of person that likes to listen to gun noise from wherever, a range or someone's house where they're allowed to shoot guns, then if they have suppressors, it'll actually make things better. Alright, now let's talk about some backlash against the bill. So the NRA says that these suppressors are rarely used in crimes, especially the ones that are legally obtained. But the opponents of this bill are saying that, well, no, in 2013, former LAPD officer Christopher Dorner actually used suppressors in his killing spree where he managed to kill 4 people before being holed up in a cabin and eventually killed by the police. They're saying that if he hadn't had those suppressors, then we would have been able to detect those crimes earlier. And so that's the main reason. And also, somebody from the Brady campaign is saying that, this isn't really a health issue. The real health issue is the gun violence that we need to address with legislation, not introducing suppressors into the mix. Alright, so those were kind of the two sides that are involved in this bill. So now we're going to talk about the effect that President-elect Donald Trump may have when he is in office in a couple days. So as we all probably know, Congress has to vote on the law and pass it there first before it gets sent to the president to either okay it, sign off on it, or veto it. Now, Donald Trump is backed by the NRA, and his son is actually a user of suppressors because he's a hunter. I don't think that he's going to veto the bill, and I think his son has actually expressed some enthusiasm about the bill. So if it does pass in Congress, it's very likely that it will become law once Donald Trump is president. Alright, so I think I was pretty unbiased there. But now I'm going to give my opinion on the bill. I do think it's a great idea. I hope it becomes law because it will make it a lot easier for gun owners to get suppressors, and I think that there are a lot of benefits to them. I think the Brady campaign citing that incident is very interesting considering it happened in California where there are some of the strictest gun laws. So I don't really think that any kind of restrictions would have had much effect on that shooting. I do think that it will become law considering the state of our government right now. And so I look forward to it. Well, if you liked that video, I would encourage you to subscribe. I got more where that came from, and have a nice day.